use the word alignment. The Browns are using that. The alignment for Barry and Kevin Stefanski's scheme, I think, is interesting. And you mentioned some of the players that they wound up getting here, which seem to fit in that alignment. And that's Austin Hooper. And let's compare it to what the Minnesota Vikings had done offensively with the tight end situation. And there you have it. The Browns signed Hooper to a 4-year, $44 million deal, 75 receptions, 786 yards. Stefanski ran a 2 tight end system on 57% of Minnesota's snaps. So it's going to be interesting if he's going to try to push that in. The key to that, I would assume, is David Njoku, right?
Yes, I would think so, unless they go find somebody else. Maybe they take somebody in the draft farther down. You could sometimes find, I think even Hooper was like a 3rd-round pick.
Right.
You could sometimes find a tight end, farther down the draft. The other thing that's key to that system is that Baker-Mayfield's going to be under center more and doing more play action.
Right.
So that's a thing he's going to have to learn to do instead of taking the snaps in the shotgun.
All right, the Browns also added a fullback, making it a running alignment. Let's take a look at the run game and see what we have right here, the offseason scheme here. They signed Jack-Conklin to a 3-year deal, and Conklin is the 5th best run-blocking tackle according to Pro Football Focus. And also Andy-Janovich is the 2nd best run blocker in the league. Not all of the teams have the run blocking or the fullback, so it'll be interesting to see how this works. But Terry, are you concerned that maybe they're trying to force feed an alignment or force feed an offense when they don't have the players for it yet, or do they think they have the players? Do you think they have the players to do that?
Well, you have 2 premier running backs,
right?
And you have, by the way, when you sign a fullback, that means you're going to be taking some snaps under center. I just like a quarterback that could go under center and make some plays. I think when you're just in the shotgun all the time, and I know Tom Brady's there a lot and some others, it's sort of predictable. And I'm all for this. I want to see this work. Kirk Cousins, this helped him. This helped case-keenum. This offense can take certain types of quarterbacks and really raise their level, and quite a bit. So I'm excited about that part. If they didn't have good running backs and they didn't go get a fullback, then I would feel differently. And let's face it, whatever they were doing with Baker-Mayfield last year, that was not a good idea.
Right. All right, so here's the fullback situation, as you suggested. Stefanski used C.J. Ham on 223 snaps, and the Browns traded a 7th-round pick to get him. It looks like a good deal if the run game works, and he also had 22 receptions out of the backfield. So it'll be interesting. Haven't had a fullback in, maybe 4 or 5 years here in Cleveland? Mm-hmm. Something like that. We'll see how that works.
I mean, I always remember Mangini had that Lawrence Vickers. I love that.
Yeah.
How much worse can it be at the goal line?
When you got 9 plays, you got 9 plays at the 1-yard line and can't get it in.
To lose 4 yards or whatever. It was ridiculous.
That's not good. All right, so they added Keenan, as you mentioned, and Keenum is not here to play. Hopefully, he will play if there's an injury or if Baker doesn't do what he's supposed to do out there. But that's kind of a hefty 3-year salary for a backup quarterback who has started 14 games under Coach
Basically,
Stefanski.
it's 2 years, $10 million guaranteed. The last year is the high part. Thing to keep in mind, in 2 of Stefanski's last 3 years in Minnesota, quarterbacks got hurt early. He had lost Bridgewater very early, and I forgot what year it was, but then they ended up going to Sam Bradford, and that ended up with Case-Keenum that 1 year. And so he's been through these different guys. He wants a backup to be able to play because he knows that
it's odd that a guy is going to get.
But you don't want to go with Garrett Gilbert, whoever his name was, playing. Because part of the way to judge your team, because remember they're talking about they want to see the different players they have,
right,
is to have a veteran quarterback and at least get everybody lined up the right way and see what the offense looks like.